for 1 minute. The floor is yours.
Very grateful, Madam Chairperson. I lived in Indonesia and I love Indonesia. I know well the extraordinary progress that Indonesia has made since the first free elections in 1999 in practicing democracy and respect for human rights, civic and political freedoms. I believe that in Europe we must appreciate that. We must appreciate, and I think we do that in this resolution, how Indonesian society, now the third largest democracy and the largest Muslim nation in the world, has firmly engraved in its fabric the values of diversity, pluralism, tolerance, be it ethnic, linguistic, religious or political. It is that what makes Indonesia strong and appealing and inspiring throughout the world. I would say like Europe, the Europe that I want. But in Indonesia, as in Europe, we see that extremists and fanatical are sowing bigotry, hatred and intolerance. And this is shown in crimes like the ones against Ahmadiyya followers or people in Papua. In Indonesia, some of these extremists might be instrumentalized by terrorist organizations or even all sorts of people to undermine the democratic system. And this is one more reason why these extremists must be combated politically and ideologically, and their crimes must be exemplarily punished. And I hope that the people in Indonesia, government, will indeed read this resolution as an expression of concern for the victims, as a genuine expression of solidarity and encouragement for all these brave people in Indonesian civil society, in government, in parliament, in the judiciary, in the media, that are fighting against these criminals and for the end of their impunity. And I would just like to recall a good friend who has been just doing that, Suciwati, the widow of the great human rights campaigner Munir, who has been murdered a couple of years ago and whose perpetrators have not been yet fully brought to justice.
We will now vote, and I put the joint motion to resolution as a whole to the vote. If I can see those in favour, those against, abstentions, and that is clearly adopted. We now move to the vote on the 6 motions for resolution on India. And firstly, I put the motion for resolution by the EFD group. Can I see those in favour of that motion for a resolution? Those against, abstentions, that is clearly defeated. And now the joint motion for a resolution. Those in